In the last video, we talked about why knowing your core values is so important. We saw how they can work as your compass when you are aware of them, guiding your actions and decisions. We also explored how living in alignment with these values brings deeper fulfillment and a stronger sense of personal meaning. Now, it's time to take things further. In this video, we're diving into a 5-step core values reflection process that will not only help you discover your core values, but also show you how to live by them. This is an actionable approach that goes beyond identifying vague words. Through this process, you'll reflect on your life experiences and uncover the values that truly matter to you. We don't want these values to fade into the background. Instead, we want them to stay front and center, guiding your choices and shaping your life in a way that feels authentic and aligned. Along with the 5-step core values reflection process, we'll introduce the Rokeach Value Survey, a classic tool in value assessment. Rokeach's framework divides values into terminal and instrumental categories. Although this theory was developed several decades ago, it remains a foundation for many modern studies. This survey will give you an opportunity to validate what you've uncovered about yourself and ensure your values truly align with your deeper beliefs. To make this process easier, there's a workbook linked in the description box, so you can print out the exercises and work through them at your own pace. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand your core values, but you'll also know how to use them to shape your decisions and live more intentionally. Before we dive into the 5-step core values reflection process, let's quickly recap what core values are and why discovering your value system is so important. Core values are deeply personal ideas and beliefs about what we find meaningful in life. They reflect what we care about and consider important, shaping not only our goals, but how we choose to behave on a day-to-day basis. Think of values as a compass, guiding us in the direction we want to head. They provide a foundation for our actions and help us answer some of life's biggest questions. Where do we want to go? How will we get there? What truly matters to us? Beyond guiding our decisions, values are closely tied to our emotions. When something we care about is at stake, it stirs up strong feelings. For example, if freedom is one of your core values, you'll feel frustrated if it's restricted, powerless if you can't defend it, and joyful when you're able to experience it fully. This emotional connection highlights just how powerful values can be. More than just ideas, values drive our behavior. They're not static beliefs, they're goals we actively pursue. If fairness and generosity are important to you, those values will push you to act in ways that promote equity and kindness in your daily life. This makes values actionable. They're not just about what we think, but about how we live. A critical aspect of values is that they apply across all areas of life. Whether you're at work, at home, or out with friends, values like integrity or responsibility continue to guide your actions. This consistency is what distinguishes values from attitudes or rules, which often apply only to specific situations. In addition to shaping our actions, values also help us make judgments about what's right or wrong. They act as a personal compass, guiding us as we evaluate situations, people, and choices. Even when we're not consciously aware of it, our values come into play, especially when we're faced with tough decisions that challenge different things we care about. What's also important to remember is that our values don't all carry the same weight. They form a personal hierarchy. Some people place more importance on creativity than on stability, or they might value independence over tradition. This ranking of priorities is a key part of what makes each of us unique. Our values influence how we balance competing priorities. For instance, spending time with family might reflect values of loyalty and connection, but it might also mean putting aside personal ambitions or adventure for a while. The way we manage these competing values is what guides us through everyday life. By knowing our values, we gain clarity on where we're going, how we'll get there, and what we should focus on. Values become the anchor for everything we do, helping us make decisions that reflect who we truly are. Instead of just reacting to the world around us, we move with intention and purpose. With this clarity, we can prioritize what truly matters, making choices not just based on what feels right in the moment, but on what aligns with our long-term goals and sense of integrity. Ultimately, our values guide us through life's toughest decisions and ensure we're living in a way that feels authentic and true to who we want to be. While many life coaches use different versions of this process, the version we're presenting focuses on a practical, actionable approach. This way, you can easily integrate your core values into your daily life. Be sure to use the attached workbook for a simple, step-by-step guide to working through the process. Before you begin, it's important to approach this exercise with an open mind. Be willing to let go of any preconceived ideas about what your values should be. This process is about discovery, so give yourself the freedom to explore without judgment. Take your time with each step, reflect deeply, and avoid rushing. As you gain new insights, your values may shift, so be flexible and adjust as needed. Step 1. Use the provided prompts to reflect on your core values. In this step, you'll dig into some simple reflection prompts that help you uncover what really matters to you. These questions will get you thinking about key moments in your life, like when you felt happiest, proudest, or even frustrated, to help you spot the values behind those feelings. The prompts are in the workbook, so you can work through them at your own pace and really get clear on what drives you. Step 2. Group similar values together. For example, empathy, kindness, and generosity can be grouped under compassion, while honesty, trustworthiness, and accountability fall under integrity. Use the provided list of values to help with grouping and to identify any meaningful values you may have overlooked. By the end of this step, aim to narrow down your list to around 5 core values that resonate most with you. Step 3. Test your values against real-life dilemmas. Once you've identified your values, ask yourself, can I use these values to make tough decisions? If not, it's time to rethink them. Your values should lead to action. Saying, I value compassion is great, but it has to guide what you actually do when it matters. One reason people struggle with this is that they keep their values too vague, like integrity or trust. Sure, they sound good, but if they don't help you make everyday choices, they're not very useful. We want to make our values practical by connecting them to real-life situations. For example, imagine you're considering a move to a new city for work, but your kids are settled in their school with close friends. Here's the dilemma. Option A, focus on family stability. Don't tell the family just yet. Why worry them if things aren't certain? Option B, focus on transparency. Share the news and trust your family to handle the uncertainty with you. Both choices can work, but which one fits your values best? The choice you make will show what really matters to you, and that's the key. If your values don't help you handle situations like this, they might not be the right values for you. Testing your values in real-life dilemmas is the best way to make sure they're practical, actionable, and true to who you are. Step 4. Paint your values in full color. You want to make your values vivid and memorable. Values that are too abstract tend to fade into the background. Research shows that our brains remember concrete images better than abstract words. For example, if I ask you to recall the word integrity or the word pineapple, you're more likely to remember pineapple because it's vivid and easy to picture. Similarly, when you articulate your values, try to create clear, memorable, and vivid images around them. Instead of saying, I value connection, you could say, I build bridges where others see gaps. Or instead of saying, I value compassion, you could say, I am the hand that lifts others up. This gives your value real substance and helps it stick in your mind, guiding your actions. Can you come up with creative statements using vivid imagery? You can share them in the comments. Who knows, you might inspire someone. Step 5. Live your values. It's time to move beyond abstract concepts and make your values real, actionable parts of your daily life. When your values are clearly defined and grounded in real-life challenges, they don't just reflect who you are, they guide who you're becoming. Now that you've created your value statements, look at them regularly and use them as a guide in your decisions and actions. Rank how well you're honoring each value and identify areas where you could improve. Let your values shape your behavior and help you navigate life's choices with purpose and clarity. Reflect on how these values are currently influencing your life. Are your daily choices aligned with these values? If not, what adjustments can you make? Are there any values you're not fully honoring? How can you better live in alignment with what truly matters to you? Have your values changed over time? Your values are your personal compass, but they may evolve as you grow. Revisit them regularly, make adjustments as needed, and keep aligning your actions with your core values. Remember, living by your values is a daily practice. It's about making choices that reflect who you truly are and who you're striving to become. Social psychologist Milton Rokeach proposed a list consisting of 2 sets of values: terminal values, which represent the ultimate life goals you aim to achieve, such as happiness, wisdom, freedom, inner harmony, and a sense of accomplishment; and instrumental values, which are the behaviors or methods you rely on to reach the terminal values, like honesty, responsibility, and ambition. The workbook includes both terminal and instrumental value lists. You can sort them based on what feels most important and reflect on your choices. You can use this exercise to validate the results of the 5-step core values reflection process. Compare the outcome and see if they align with what you discovered in the first exercise. This will also help you prioritize your core values with more clarity. Hopefully, these two methods guide you in discovering your own core values and provide a deeper understanding of what truly matters to you. Since everyone's values are different, this process can also offer insights into understanding and appreciating the unique values that guide others.